Jeff Tompkins of Wild Scotsman Whiskey. You know, when I'm traveling across the country doing talks and tastings, there's always one question that's asked over and over. How do you drink Scotch whiskey? Well, I'm here to tell you there's really only one way to drink Scotch whiskey, and that's the way that you choose to drink Scotch whiskey. But there are a few guidelines that you can follow to find what taste is good for you. The first step is to find that perfect glass. Most times when you go to bars and restaurants, you're served Scotch whiskey in what we call an old-fashioned glass or a bucket glass. It's just basically an oversized juice glass in my opinion. This glass does nothing to enhance the drinking experience. However, if you're kind of looking to explore the nuances of Scotch whiskey, I'd highly recommend finding some type of wine glass, brandy snifter, cognac glass, or if you're fortunate enough, maybe a blender's malt glass from Glencairn. These glasses are specifically designed for nosing and tasting Scotch whiskey. Wine glass, with this narrow top end, allows the aromas to build and much more enjoyment when you're drinking Scotch whiskey. You know, a glass may appear clean, but there's always these little residual soap particles that are dried in the glass. When you put the Scotch whiskey into the glass, it's going to loosen up these particles, and you may start noticing some soapy notes. You might even get some sense of lavender or whatever aromas that were in the liquid dish soap itself. What I tend to do is I'll take a glass that appears to be clean, and I will soak it in warm water. And while it's soaking, I'll use what I call the glass wand, which is basically a sponge on a stick, but getting inside the glass and cleaning out the soapy particles. And it's also important that your soap wand or whatever type of sponge you're using to get inside the glass has never been in contact with soap. Okay, so let's have a quick review. 1, drink Scotch whiskey the way that you want to. 2, choose the right glassware that's perfect for you. 3, properly clean your glass with Scotch whiskey. The final step is what I like to call rocks neat with water. Essentially, those are your 3 choices when you get down to drinking Scotch whiskey. Everybody seems to be an authority on what you should do. How many times have you been to a tasting where the presenter said, only drink your Scotch whiskey neat, which basically means only drink it straight from the bottle, or add some water, or put a rock in there, or which is also an ice cube. All these things are correct, and all these things are wrong. It just depends on you and why you're drinking and what's your purpose. So, I'm Jeff Tompkins for Wild Scotsman Whiskey. The only right way to drink Scotch whiskey is your way. So I hope you enjoy. Thanks a lot.